North Carolina might be the most underrated retirement state in America. Better weather than you'd expect, no tax on Social Security, a cost of living that beats most coastal states, and scenery that, honestly, gives Florida a run for its money. Today I'm showing you the 5 towns that are drawing the most retirees right now and why. I rank them by the things that actually matter: affordability, safety, amenities, and access to good health care. And I'm going to be straight with you about the downsides too, because every one of these towns has at least one thing you need to know before you pack a single box. So before we get into the list, let me just say, I know a lot of us snowbirds are starting to ask some hard questions about Florida. The heat has always been part of the deal, but prices, traffic, insurance, it's getting to be a lot. And North Carolina keeps coming up in the conversations I'm having with other retirees. Here's why it makes sense. The state does not tax your Social Security income. It has a flat income tax of just 4.25%, one of the lower rates in the country. And that rate continues to drop in the coming years. Here's something a lot of people don't know. If you or your spouse served in the military, your military retirement pay is also fully exempt from North Carolina state income tax. That's been the law for a few years now, and for veterans on a fixed income, that's a meaningful number. The climate ranges from mild coastal winters to cool mountain air, and there are towns in between that give you exactly what you're looking for without the price tag of Asheville or the crowds of Charlotte. Here's how I ranked these 5 towns. I looked at 4 things: affordability, meaning home prices and cost of living; safety, meaning low crime rates; amenities, restaurants, parks, shopping, things to do; and healthcare access. I wanted each town to have real hospital access, not just a clinic down the road. So let's get into it. Coming in at number 5 is Concord, North Carolina. Concord sits about 20 miles northeast of Charlotte, close enough to enjoy a big city when you want it, far enough that you're not paying big city prices. The median home price here is right around $380,000, which runs slightly below Charlotte's median of about $415,000. Cost of living is right at the national average. Not rock bottom, but solid value for what you get. As for the outdoor side of life, Frank Liskey Park gives you walking trails, fishing, and pickleball. The kind of easy, low-key outdoor activity that's perfect for staying active without overdoing it. The historic downtown has that slower, enjoyable pace retirees tend to love. Local shops, cafes, antique stores, a place you can spend an afternoon just strolling. And Concord Mills is one of the largest shopping and entertainment centers in the state. So when you need to get things done or just want something to do on a rainy day, it's all right there. Now, I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't mention Charlotte Motor Speedway, because I think a lot of retirees underestimate what this place actually offers. Yes, it hosts NASCAR races, but it also does behind-the-scenes garage tours of the actual team shops, a dining experience at the Speedway Club overlooking the track, and every November through January, it hosts one of the largest Christmas light displays in the Southeast. If you've got grandkids coming to visit or a husband who's been talking about NASCAR his whole life, Concord just handed you the perfect weekend. And for healthcare, Concord is home to Atrium Health Cabarrus, which is nationally recognized, especially for cardiac care. And Charlotte's full hospital system is just 20 miles away. Crime rates run below average for a city its size. The one thing I'll mention, and it's worth knowing going in, is that Concord is growing fast. I-85 can get congested, and there's construction happening all over town right now. It's the price of popularity, and for most people, it's a minor annoyance rather than a deal breaker. But if a slow, quiet pace is your top priority, just know this town has some energy to it. Number 4 is Leland, North Carolina, and if you haven't heard of it yet, you're about to. Leland is Brunswick County's fastest growing town, sitting just across the Cape Fear River from historic downtown Wilmington, and it has quietly become one of the most popular retirement destinations on the East Coast. The population has more than doubled in the last decade, primarily because retirees found it and told their friends. Median home prices run around $365,000 to $415,000 depending on the community. For outdoor living, Westgate Nature Park gives you walking trails, boardwalks, and quiet nature areas that are ideal for low-impact daily activity. The Brunswick Riverwalk at Belleville is a genuine standout. Scenic river views, benches, and a peaceful place to walk or unwind without crowds. For everyday convenience, Waterford Village puts grocery stores, restaurants, and essentials all in one easy-to-navigate area, which matters more than people think when you're building a retirement routine. Golf is a big draw here, with courses like Magnolia Greens offering a social and active lifestyle. And unlike a lot of inland retirement towns, Leland gives you quick access to the coast. Wrightsville Beach and Oak Island are about 30 to 45 minutes away. That means beaches are a weekend option, not a road trip. For healthcare, Novant Health NHRMC in Wilmington is one of the most comprehensive hospitals in eastern North Carolina, just minutes away. One thing to keep in mind is that this is coastal North Carolina, which means hurricane season is part of the calendar. Most years, it's nothing more than a few stormy days and some extra prep. But flood insurance is worth factoring into your budget, and the occasional evacuation order is part of coastal life anywhere in the South. Plenty of retirees live in Leland very happily with that trade-off. The lifestyle just makes it easy to accept. Number 3 on the list is Greenville, North Carolina, and this one is the value play on this entire list. Greenville is home to East Carolina University, sits about 85 miles east of Raleigh, and has a cost of living that is roughly 18% below the national average. The median home value here is around $236,000. If affordability is your number one priority, Greenville belongs at the top of your research list. For outdoor activity, River Park North gives you miles of walking trails, fishing piers, and quiet lakes, the kind of park that becomes part of your daily routine. The Greenville Greenway system connects much of the city with flat, easy paths perfect for walking or biking, and the South Tar River Greenway adds scenic river views to your daily walk. None of this is strenuous. It's just good, accessible, everyday living. The social scene here is lively but manageable. East Carolina University brings arts events, live music, and energy to the city without it feeling overwhelming. That's a genuinely nice thing to have as a retiree. And while Greenville isn't on the coast, you're within about an hour and a half to 2 hours of North Carolina beaches. Close enough for a weekend getaway, far enough that you're not paying coastal prices to live there. Here's what really seals it for retirees, though. ECU Health Medical Center is one of the most highly rated regional medical centers in the state, with high performance scores in 15 different procedures and conditions. For a city with a median home price of $236,000, that combination of affordability and healthcare access is genuinely hard to find. I will say, this is eastern North Carolina, so the terrain is flat and the summers are humid. If you were hoping for mountain views and cool breezes, this isn't that. But if you're trading one coastal climate for another and want your dollar to stretch about as far as it can stretch in this state, Greenville is hard to argue with. Number 2 is Pinehurst, North Carolina. And if you know golf at all, you already know this name. Pinehurst is in the Sandhills region, about an hour southwest of Raleigh, and it is genuinely one of the most retirement-friendly communities in the entire country. Nearly 39% of residents are 65 or older. The whole town is essentially built around retirement life, and it shows in the services, the pace, the design of the neighborhoods, and the amenities. Golf is the centerpiece here, and it earns that title. Pinehurst Resort has 9 world-class courses, including the legendary number 2, which just hosted the 2024 U.S. Open, the most recent major championship held there. Pinehurst number 2 has hosted more USGA championships than any other course in America. If golf is part of your retirement vision, there is no better address in the country for it. But even if you don't play, the village of Pinehurst provides a walkable, picturesque setting. Boutique shops, cafes, and restaurants that make everyday outings feel genuinely relaxed and enjoyable. The Pinehurst Greenway system gives you easy walking and biking options, And for something completely different, the Sandhills Horticultural Gardens offers 32 acres of themed gardens: rose, woodland, Japanese, succulent, free and open every day. It's the kind of place you walk through slowly and just feel good. Home prices here run around $500,000 to $540,000 at the median, which is the highest on this list. But First Health Moore Regional Hospital is right there in Pinehurst, consistently ranked among the top hospitals in the state, and you're within 70 to 75 miles of Raleigh-Durham International Airport when you need to travel. One thing worth knowing about Pinehurst: it has a very particular personality. The village is beautifully maintained, very intentional, and has a private club atmosphere that some people absolutely love and others find a little formal. It's not a knock on the town. It's just that if you prefer a more laid-back, casual lifestyle, it's worth spending a few days there before making the commitment. For the right person, though, it genuinely feels like the retirement you spent 40 years working toward. And the number one spot on this list goes to Hickory, North Carolina. Now, I want to explain why, because this wasn't a gut feeling. This was the data. Hickory has ranked as one of the most affordable metro areas in the entire United States across multiple respected sources in 2024 and 2025, including U.S. News and World Report, which placed the Hickory Metro at number 4 in most affordable places to live in the country, Southern Living, which named it one of the 10 best places to retire in the South, and the Wall Street Journal, which ranked it among the top housing markets in America. That's not one outlet having a good day, that's a pattern. When the same city keeps showing up on completely different lists for completely different reasons, you pay attention. The cost of living runs about 6% below the national average. Housing is 14% cheaper than the U.S. average. Healthcare costs run 7% below average, and utilities are 8% lower. Median home prices sit in the $267,000 to $350,000 range, some of the most competitive you'll find anywhere in North Carolina. As for outdoor living, Lake Hickory and Glen C. Hilton Jr. Memorial Park give you walking trails, water views, fishing, and relaxed outdoor activity without crowds. The Hickory Greenway system adds miles of flat, accessible paths for daily walks or biking, and a new 10-mile Hickory Trail is being extended to connect downtown all the way to the lake. Union Square is a revitalized downtown hub with local shops, restaurants, and community events that give the city a genuine small-town feel despite its size. Crime rates are well below the national average. Catawba Valley Medical Center provides strong regional hospital access right in town. There are 27 parks, 3 recreation centers, and 2 senior centers open year-round with fitness classes, walking groups, and social programming for people 60 and up. And you've got the Blue Ridge Mountains 30 minutes away, Lake Norman close by, and Asheville as an easy day trip. The data didn't just point here, it kept coming back here. I'll be honest, Hickory doesn't have a lot of flash to it. There's no oceanfront, no resort village atmosphere, no marquee name that makes people say, "Oh, I've heard of that place." It's a real working American city that happens to be exceptionally livable. And honestly, for most of us trying to make retirement math work on a fixed income, livable beats flashy every single time. So there you have it, 5 towns ranked by what actually matters: affordability, safety, amenities, and healthcare. Concord for Charlotte access at a better price. Leland for coastal living and resort-style communities. Greenville for unbeatable value with serious medical infrastructure. Pinehurst for the full retirement experience. And Hickory at number 1, not because it's the prettiest name on the list, but because the numbers keep pointing there no matter who's doing the counting. If you found this helpful, subscribe. I cover retirement, lifestyle, and money topics every week, and there's a lot more coming on destinations like this. Drop a comment below and tell me which town is on your radar. I read every one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.